I guess so.
I used to like her pierogies. She used to make pierogies.
Yeah. And blintzes.
And blintzes.
My real name was Wolf Blintzer.
How did you get that name?
I'm only kidding.
Oh. Was your mother affectionate? Did she hug and hold?
She was not really, but she wasn't strict.
Yeah, yeah. I think my mother told me that sometimes your mother and father didn't get along so well.
That's right.
Yeah? Would they yell and fight or just not talk?
Just stop talking, I guess.
Mm-hmm. But you know, your mother adored him after, when I knew her, of course he had died. I never got to meet him. They took me to the hospital, I guess it was 1952, and they wouldn't let me in because I was a baby. You know, they didn't let children in.
Right.
So I didn't get to meet him. And Bob did meet him. But she, after, you know, when I grew up with your mother, she always talked about how much she loved him and how much she missed him, and she would never marry again. And, you know, she was dedicated to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because people don't get along doesn't mean they don't love each other.
That's right.
Yeah. So how are you doing? Do you cook for yourself?
I cook in a radar river.
Yeah, okay.
I just frozen food.
Good.
I cook them in the radar river.
You know, Honey once told me, she said, I worry if anything should happen to me, Bud doesn't know how to fry an egg.
I do. I used to fry eggs for Renee.
Oh, did you?
And she'd say, make them crisp.
Oh, my mother used to make something, maybe she grew up with it. She used to make me something called toad in the hole. And she would take a piece of bread and have a cup and cut out a round hole, and then she would cook the egg in the middle.
Right.
Yeah.
It's called a hole-in-one.
Oh, you called it a hole-in-one. Yeah. Did you have a name for that? That
No,
kind of
Oh,
not
egg?
really.
Yeah, glad he called it a toad in the hole. Well, you know, she and Herb, they loved each other, but sometimes they had quarrels.
Oh, yeah.
He was difficult, and in the end, he could be difficult. But after he died too, you know, she said, oh, I miss him so much.
Right.
She even went out with other people. She thought she'd get remarried. And we were good friends by the time, and she'd tell me, one guy's more crazy than the other. Says, I don't want to get married and wash their underwear.
The last time I spoke to Adeline, she called me on the phone. I said, Dad, she says, I'm dying.
Oh.
And a few days later, she died.
Yeah. Yeah. She has Sjogren's
died young
disease.
too.
Yeah, I know. She had an autoimmune disease, Sjogren's disease. After Mom died, my brother and I, Mom left us a little money, and we set aside a fund to visit each other, but we also would fly Addie wherever we were. We always spent a lot of time.
Right.
She was wonderful. You know, I had this memory. We lived on Kilsyth Road when I was born. Did you remember that, where they lived? And Addie lived there with Lou before Glenn was born.
Right.
And so when I was born, she was my aunt. And I was, you know, Bob and I were her only, you know, that she was living with in that house. And I remember, I remember asking my mother, why do I have two daddies? I got my daddy and I got my Aunt Daddy. Because I thought her name was Aunt Daddy.
Right.
I didn't know it was Addie, I thought it was Daddy.
I got the machine if you want to listen to the tape.
Which one? Oh, would you like to hear him singing?
Sure,
Yes,
sure.
Please, you've got to hear it. This is a very special. You sang at my bar mitzvah, you know.
I'll get the machine.
You sang at my bar mitzvah. You know what you sang? You'll never walk alone.
Right. I can remember that.
Yeah.